Have you ever caught yourself awake in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, mind spinning in circles, going over conversations, decisions, mistakes, possibilities that haven't even happened yet? Maybe you replayed a word someone said, analyzed a tone of voice, calculated all the ways something could have gone wrong, all the things you could have done differently. And when morning came, you realized you were exhausted, not from physical activity, but from living inside your own mind, as if your thoughts had become both a prison and a storm. If that resonates, you are familiar with the life of a person who thinks too much. People who think too much are often described as overthinkers, but the truth is, their minds are not lazy or idle. They are hyperactive, constantly scanning, analyzing, predicting, and replaying. Their thoughts are like a river that never stops flowing, carrying memories, fears, hopes, and regrets, all at once, sometimes calm and reflective, sometimes overwhelming and turbulent. And while some might see this as intelligence or creativity, for the thinker it is exhausting, isolating, and often confusing. From a psychological perspective, overthinking is often linked to the brain's natural desire to predict and control outcomes. Humans are wired to notice patterns, to anticipate danger, to solve problems before they happen. But when this mechanism becomes overactive, it becomes a burden. The overthinker attempts to foresee every consequence, plan every scenario, and understand every nuance of human behavior, often at the cost of peace of mind. Their minds become a constant battlefield of what ifs and if onlys. Consider a simple real-life example. You texted someone and they didn't reply immediately. A normal mind might pause for a moment and continue with the day. The overthinking mind, however, spirals. Did I say something wrong? Did they misunderstand me? Are they upset? What if they stop talking to me? And before you know it, one unanswered message becomes a story of imagined rejection, a rehearsal of potential disasters, a weight on your chest that has nothing to do with reality. Overthinkers often replay the past in ways that are unproductive. They scrutinize every choice, every mistake, every word spoken, searching for hidden meaning or missed opportunities. This is sometimes called rumination in psychological terms, a repetitive focus on negative events or thoughts. While rumination can be a way of processing experiences, in overthinking it becomes a loop, trapping the mind in analysis rather than resolution. And then there is the future. Overthinkers are often painfully aware of all the possibilities that lie ahead. Every decision, big or small, is examined, weighed, and measured. Even simple choices like what to say in a conversation or which path to take at work can become mental marathons. Overthinkers try to control uncertainty, but life, by nature, is unpredictable. And the more they try to anticipate every outcome, the more exhausted and anxious they become. Interestingly, overthinking is closely linked to personality traits such as high conscientiousness, perfectionism, and sensitivity. People who think too much often care deeply about consequences, relationships, and personal standards. They are attuned to nuance and subtlety, noticing details others miss. And while these qualities can be strengths, they often excel in planning, analysis, and creativity. They come with a cost. Constant mental activity that rarely pauses, rarely rests, rarely lets them experience the present moment fully. Many overthinkers also struggle with self-doubt. Every thought is examined not just externally, but internally. Did I do the right thing? Am I enough? What do I deserve? These internal dialogues, often harsh and judgmental, amplify the cognitive load, creating a feedback loop of anxiety and overanalysis. And because overthinkers are aware of their mental patterns, they sometimes feel trapped by themselves, wishing they could quiet their minds but unable to do so. Relationships are often complicated for people who think too much. They notice unspoken cues, read between lines, and consider countless possibilities of intention and meaning. While this can foster empathy and understanding, it can also lead to misinterpretation, excessive worry, and strained interactions. A casual remark from a partner may be dissected, replayed, and feared as a sign of rejection. Silence can feel like judgment, and the overthinker, despite wanting connection, may sometimes withdraw to protect themselves from imagined threats. Sleep is often elusive. Nighttime becomes a battleground where thoughts converge, revisiting the day, predicting the future, and searching for hidden patterns. This mental hyperactivity can lead to insomnia, fatigue, and even physical symptoms such as tension headaches, muscle tightness, or digestive issues. The body bears the consequences of a mind that never rests. Psychologically, chronic overthinking is linked to anxiety and depression. The persistent focus on what if and why can amplify stress hormones, making the body feel constantly alert, as if danger is always near. Over time, the mind and body can exhaust each other, leaving a sense of emptiness or numbness. And yet overthinkers often feel guilty for not being able to stop themselves, creating another layer of self-criticism. But there is a deeper layer to this psychology. Overthinking often comes from a place of care, of wanting to understand, to prevent harm, to create order from uncertainty. The overthinker is trying to make sense of a complex world to protect themselves and those they love. The mind that overanalyzes is a mind that deeply notices, deeply feels, and deeply considers. This intensity is both the source of suffering and the source of insight. One way overthinkers can begin to navigate their minds is through awareness. Recognizing the difference between helpful reflection and endless rumination is the first step. Reflection allows the mind to process experiences and make decisions. Rumination keeps the mind trapped in loops, replaying the same scenarios without resolution. Mindfulness practices, journaling, or simply pausing to observe thoughts without judgment can create space between thinking and being consumed by it. Another important insight is that uncertainty is inevitable. Overthinkers often overestimate their ability to control outcomes and underestimate the resilience of themselves and others. Learning to tolerate uncertainty, accepting that not every outcome can be predicted or managed, can gradually relieve some of the mental burden. Life is inherently unpredictable, and peace comes not from control, but from adaptation. Overthinkers also benefit from grounding in the present moment. The mind, when constantly leaping between past regrets and future anxieties, loses touch with now. Simple practices, observing the breath, noticing sensations, engaging fully in activities, can create a connection to reality that quiets the endless mental chatter. Over time, this allows emotions and experiences to be felt directly, rather than filtered through excessive analysis. Compassion toward oneself is crucial. People who think too much are often harsh judges of their own thoughts and behaviors. Learning to acknowledge the mind's patterns without self-criticism opens the door to healing. Recognizing that overthinking is an adaptation, a survival strategy, not a flaw, helps release guilt and shame. It is not about silencing the mind entirely. It is about learning to let it rest, to let it flow without entangling the heart. Creativity and insight often emerge from overthinking. The depth of observation, the richness of imagination, the ability to consider multiple perspectives can be gifts if channeled wisely. Many writers, artists, researchers, and problem solvers are natural overthinkers. Their minds notice what others miss, uncovering meaning in subtle details. The challenge is balancing this richness with periods of stillness to prevent mental overwhelm. And perhaps the most profound understanding is this: thinking too much is not a moral failing. It is a sign of intelligence, sensitivity, and care. It is a mind that refuses to let life pass unnoticed, a mind that is deeply engaged with experience. The suffering comes not from thinking, but from attachment to the thought, from fear, from self-judgment, from the illusion that you must control everything. Healing, then, is not about stopping thinking. It is about creating relationship with it, learning when to engage and when to observe, when to plan and when to rest, when to analyze and when to let go. It is learning that thoughts are tools, not chains, that peace is possible even with a mind that notices everything, feels everything, and considers every possibility. Overthinking may never disappear completely. And that is okay, it is part of who you are. But the quiet reflective moments, breathing, walking, resting, connecting, allow you to experience life without being lost inside your mind. They allow insight to shine without suffering from obsession. They allow the thinker to become alive to their own life rather than a spectator in it. So if you think too much, remember, your mind is powerful, curious, perceptive. It is also human, capable of fatigue, overwhelm, and misunderstanding. Give yourself permission to rest, to let some questions go unanswered, to let the present moment be enough. You are not failing, you are adapting. You are sensitive, aware, and alive. And perhaps one day you will notice it. The constant storm of thought has softened. You still notice, you still analyze, you still care, but it no longer controls you. You have learned to live alongside your mind, not beneath it, not trapped inside it. And in that coexistence, peace is possible. And in that peace you may finally feel the freedom you have long sought. The freedom to think deeply, yet live fully. The freedom to care, yet not be crushed. The freedom to notice everything without being overwhelmed. And that is the quiet, profound gift of the mind that thinks too much. The capacity not only to observe the world, but to experience it fully, richly, and with compassion for yourself.